Morning, beautiful souls. Solstice was absolutely magnificent. We've experienced a little bit of cold and stormy weather recently, and I was thinking, are we going to get back to that little mini heat wave that we had? And sure enough, yesterday solstice rolled out, the most lovely day. So after my morning walk and sunrise with Lanto, I met my friend Elizabeth and we went for a swim, which was glorious. I did get stung by a naughty old jellyfish, but never mind. And then she's great at finding beach treasures. She found lots of lumps of iron ore, and I have never ever seen that on the beach before, ever. And I'm on the beach every day. I'm a collector of sea treasure, beach treasure, and I've never ever seen that, so that was fascinating. Of course, we did find lots of diamond caves in the stones, because everything is upgrading, everything is rising, the vibration of everything is expanding. So we're in a very beautiful pool of warmth and joyfulness and possibilities. Of course, there is polarity still, but there needs to be that polarity in many ways to get people to really pay attention to creating more peace and more tranquility and more love and more generosity and more kindness and all of the good qualities into life. So, brave souls that have taken on that mission. I recall many lifetimes. I can't remember when it first was that I had my first past life regression. I think it was back in with my mum. I went to can't remember what they call it now, the Soul, Mind, Body, Spirit Fair in London, and that's where I met Paul Williamson, who is a past life regressioner. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that was the first time, and then since then it sort of opened the door for me to remember other lifetimes. So I recall lifetimes on different universes and different planetary systems and different Earth systems, life on Earth. I recall my earliest memories being in Atlantis. This is golden Atlantis we're talking about, not Atlantis that's been distorted. This was the most beautiful time on Earth, and from what I recall, we were sent here from the stars. We were seeded here, which is why so many of us relate to being called star seeds. We were seeded here by the extraterrestrials, ETs, aliens, whatever you want to call them. Basically beings, beautiful beings, not from Earth. And yeah, some people do call this like some giant experiment, and I wouldn't say it's so much an experiment, but just experience. It's experience. So some of the things that I remember from Atlantis, and also actually I remember from Sirius, and I think I came through Sirius on my way down to Earth, but I also relate to be calling myself a Syrian starseed, although I really don't like labels much. It's just it helps to give a roadmap when explaining things to other people. And one of the things I really remember was this golden hue around everything. And for months, I don't know how long now, I've been saying, oh, golden glow and diamond light, and these are things that I remember. And the more I'm saying them, the more they are coming into my reality, and I think that they are also coming into other people's reality as well, because there was a golden hue around everything in Atlantis. And back then the Earth was at a lower vibration than it is today, so now the Earth is of a higher vibration, which is why us humans have got to get up to speed, because in vibrational match you have to be a like match to be able to be with something. But Earth is giving us this sort of, or Gaia is giving us this sort of leeway of time to catch up, and yeah, assimilate the energies and rise and raise our frequency. Atlantis was beautiful. From what I remember, the golden age we're talking about, the really, really beautiful golden age, the time when everybody was loving and kind and sharing and generous, and it was all about unity. There was not any I, it was just heart-based, all one heart, moving in the same direction. And the dogs, I remember particularly the dogs. The dogs were gold. Now, I have gold dogs, but whether they were actually completely gold or whether they just had this golden hue, it's hard to really say, because I don't remember any dogs that were coloured like, say, black and white or anything. I just remember gold. So they could be black and white, but it may be that they just glowed gold. That bit is hard to say, but certainly a dog like one of mine, like Boo Boo for instance, is a gold dog, would certainly look very, very gold. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that, and it's not a question I tend to ask myself when I'm in dream time or in meditation. I haven't really got to that point where I felt like I needed to ask, but everything is just vibrating so beautifully. And this is the thing that I find so exciting now, is that it's reminding me, it's like, oh my God, I remember when we used to do this, and I remember how this used to feel, and it's all coming back. It's like there's so much that is just the same as, I say the same, but it's better, because it's like right now, and yet everything is right now. That's the odd thing. It's like, you know, in quantum theory, I'm going through the little gap. In quantum theory, everything is happening right now. Everything. So, you know, Atlantis is just happening right now, Golden Atlantis, and now the new Earth is happening right now. I don't know, it's just wonderful, and don't even need to really worry about thinking about that too much. It's just so exciting. That's what I'm just trying to convey, is that it's just, there's so exciting, the possibilities and the tingling. Like I was saying to my friend Elizabeth, like when I look at the sea diamonds, I can taste them on my mouth, and they taste like, sort of like sherbet, and I can hear like sherbet, and as I'm collecting energy on the vortices of my fingers and bringing it through to me, and cleansing my internal organs and cleansing my mind and placing it into the earth grid and then bringing it back up again, and it's like this beautiful flow of joyful energy. Just, it's just such an exciting time. And you know, it's very difficult to put all of this into linear words, because in Atlantis we didn't use words like this. We used to use telepathy, and we used to use light language, and light language is the language of the heart. You just let it come through, whereas when we speak in words, we kind of have to go into the mind to draw a word which is suitable for what we're trying to express. I mean, don't get me wrong, words is an art form as well, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful words. So I just feel really positive for this planet. I feel really excited for this planet. I feel excited for all of the beings on this planet and the animals, because, you know, time is coming that people are starting to realize that it's not all right to eat them. It's not all right to abuse them. And it never was. It's just we were unconscious then. I mean, we still have slaves on this planet, human slaves. That's not all right either. And that will all change. It's all going to change, and all of these dark, shady things will be revealed, and they're so clinging on, trying to stop that from happening. Like when you lift the lid of a plank on the ground and it's been sitting there for ages, and all of the bugs suddenly like don't want to be seen, but you do see them when the light shines on them. And this is what's happening. And there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear, because light always prevails. And sometimes it can take some time, but you know, sometimes we have to do the housework. And I'm not sure that everybody is doing their housework. I mean, ascension is inevitable and everybody is ascending, but you still have to do your housework, your inner housework. And if you're not doing it, it's going to take a little bit longer. So, you know, the best thing that any of us can do is to be working on ourselves. That's the best thing. And it's a Ram Dass quote, like, the only thing I can do is to work on myself, and the only thing that you can do for me is to be working on yourself. And it's perfect, because then it takes away all of the sort of like, you need to do this, you need to do that, which is nobody wants to hear, and that's so disempowering. The best way that we can demonstrate love and light and change and transformation in a positive manner is to be that, to walk that path, you know, to be in integrity with what we are saying. There's many people out there and they say one thing and then they do another, and you can feel it. Like, if you're sensitive, you know, and you can feel it. People like that, I just think, I understand you're trying to express a certain view and you want to help people because you know that this is something that would work, but if you can't live it and embody it for yourself and walk that path, you shouldn't be teaching it, or you shouldn't be preaching it, because that's going to give you a few bumps in the road, not for me to worry about, not for me to judge, but your soul, you're the one that will have to experience that, to get in alignment with what you are saying and doing and being. And sometimes bumps come. Anyway, this is actually very much like there's glimpses, and there are moments when I am walking in Golden Atlantis, which is New Earth. It's return to the Golden Age, as Diana Cooper puts it, and that's really how it feels. I'm not walking in it all the time, because that kind of frequency is I'm not able to maintain yet. But I have just finished a 3-day fast. I'm still fasting right now. I would like to extend it, but I'm on medication, and because I have been fasting, my energy is much faster and I'm able to handle the energies much more, and for that reason I can really sense and hold space in New Earth for longer periods of time, which is just beautiful. And it's very what's the word I'm looking for, encouraging, very encouraging to feel it coming forth. And I hope that you'll experience this too, because it's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Return to the garden. We are returning to the garden. Bless you all. Peace and love.